Hello Noi dari KK. Hello Janice dari Lahadatu. Hello Bibi from Lahadatu. Hello Hui Xin from KL. Hello Jack. Jack is from KK. Kawan saya. Hello Carol. Carol from Johor. Hello Cindy dari Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. Hello Joji dari Lahadatu. Oh, Rosmini Loba raise a hand. Hello. Hello Coral. Coral is our speaker from KL. Hello Wichin from JK. Hello Cheng Xia from Johor. Ya, Rosmini mau cakap apa-apa? Halo. Dari mana kita? Halo teacher Jana.
Lahadatu.
Oh, orang Lahadatu. Oke, selamat datang. Halo Miss Kawai. Miss Kawai kawan saya dari Sandakan. Halo Joanne from Lahadatu. Kami berjumpa lagi. Okay, did I miss anybody?
Hello, I'm Oliver from KK.
Hi Oliver. Good to see you here.
Hi Oliver.
Hi.
Your first time here, Oliver?
Yes.
Okay, welcome to you. Okay, we'll
I haven't
start in
used
around...
Google Meet for a long time.
Oh, first time, huh? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I haven't used the Google Meet for quite some time. So a bit blur how to use it now.
Okay, understand.
Yeah.
Most people more comfortable with Zoom, huh?
Yeah, not really.
Oh, not really also. Okay, hello Chu from Tawau, first time here. Okay, currently we have 28 orang lah. Hello Lily from Lahadatu, kami jumpa lagi. Okay, welcome to Belinda. 1 minit lagi before we start ya. Hello, welcome to Sun Yu Chai. Ya, Nosia. Hello Nosia, mau cakap apa-apa sebelum kami start? Hello JXU, welcome. Hello Sunarti, hello Huiwen, Wong Tianhu, Siren Renang. Okay, hello, I saw you wave your hand. Hello Belinda, where are you from? Okay, so I think we can start, yeah? Okay, a very good evening to everybody. My name is Jo Kwa. I'm from Sandakan, Sabah. And welcome to Lahadatu Special Education Needs and Disabilities virtual talk for the year 2024 lah. So for this year, this is our first talk. And then basically this group is set up as a support group for parents in Lahadatu and beyond lah. Okay, first of all, I'd like to say that this talk will be in English, and then the duration of the talk is for 1 hour, and then there will be allocated time for question and answer lah. So Q&A di hujung talk can be in English or in Malay lah. Tapi we would like the parents and all our listeners to wait for the end of the talk before asking question. But you are welcome to type into the chat anytime lah. Okay, huh? Okay. Yeah, I see still parents are coming. There are also people coming in. Okay. So first of all, I'd like to introduce our two speakers for today lah. So welcome to teacher Mah Hui Xin from KL. Okay, so teacher Hui Xin, she has a master's in applied social psychology from University of London. She has also certified in Smarter Phonics and Phonics Pintar lah, practitioner, and she's a member of Dyslexia Association of Sarawak. Also, teacher Hui Xin is a member of Malaysia Psychological Association, PRISMA, and she's a model reading creator, satire growth model practitioner. Teacher Hui Xin is experienced interventionist, and she is also a specialist teacher in the field of special needs, which allows her to work with a wide range of children of different ages and also abilities. She has over 9 years of experience teaching children with ADHD, autism, and dyslexia. Okay, so welcome to teacher Hui Xin. Okay, so the second person I'd like to introduce is our speaker, Madam Coral Tan. Madam Coral is also from Subang Jaya in Selangor. She is a mother of 2 lovely boys and a very busy, career-oriented woman. Okay, she's also the mother of elder boy Nathan. Nathan is elder boy with diagnosed with mild autism, and the younger boy is Ethan, diagnosed with mild dyslexia. Both her children now attend mainstream school in KL and fully discharged from all therapies. Okay. And children are now doing quite well, and they won prizes such as Top Academy and also Best Book Publisher Award. So her children have won a few awards. And the courses attended by this mother Coral, she attended behavior management called Spices, parent coaching courses called Toypedia, and also Smarter Phonics by Dr. Ong for dyslexia. Okay, welcome. Hello, teacher Hui Xin. Hello, Madam Coral.
Hi, thank you so much.
Okay, so I would like to stop my sharing of slide. Okay, to those who just came in, hello, welcome, welcome.
Can everyone see my screen? No, yes,
No,
can see the full, no, can.
from my end, I can't see though.
I cannot.
Okay, hold on, yeah. Oh, that's it. Sorry, technical issue a little bit.
You might take your time. Because she's okay.
Can't share. Oh, okay. Now try again. Okay. Can? Now? Okay.
Can. Okay, everyone putting the thumbs up already. Okay. Okay, thank you, Noi. So as we can see from here, the topic today is from myths to method, joyful learning strategies for dyslexia. Teacher Hui Xin and Madam Coral will be our panelists today. So first, I'd like to ask Teacher Hui Xin, how would you describe your teaching journey with students that have dyslexia?
Okay. All right, thank you so much. First, for having me today to humbly share my teaching experience lah. Okay, so like what Joe you asked the questions, I can share about a little bit about what I usually receive previously, like some of the comment or feedback that I commonly hear from parents or even from teachers are like, for example, for children, why are you so lazy? Or like, how can you still be like, making those mistakes? And also like, aren't you listening? Like a lot of like comment is like, the parents or teacher expectation is that after I teaching you to certain level, I am expecting you to be able to have the competency to read already. So this is some common feedbacks, even for myself. Like before I actually explore about smarter phonic or phonic pintar, and I actually see this or the feedback that I actually understand and see is because they care. Because they care, so they have this kind of response and reaction, even for myself. So previously, before I find out about smarter phonic, I also have this kind of thoughts also. So, but I would say this is a thought and inner voice that actually guide me to look for more choices for my students. So after knowing about smarter phonic and phonic pintar, I find, yeah, can hear my voice? Can. Okay, so I actually find it very rewarding and also grateful for being part of their transition journey, because most of the time is like when the student come to me, they tend to have quite common is that they have low confidence. They thought that, oh, must be like I cannot read already, because when I able to see all my peers, they can read, they can move forward so fast. So after looking at them, their transformation, gaining more confident, which is very fulfilling, because I would like to say that reading is not just for studying. The most important thing is that being able to read and write is that it helps with the essential survival skills in life for right now, I would say. So like, for example, if their children able to read, they're able to read the danger sign when they go to the playground, or even now when our era is governed by driven by all the technology and everything. So like how to read and write is able to help yourself from not being fall into the scam. So this is the journey they actually encounter from before and after. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Teacher Hui Xin, I'd like to further ask, can you explain what is dyslexia? So maybe some of our listeners don't understand what is dyslexia, and share with us some of the common symptoms that you find in a child.
Okay, so actually dyslexia, what is dyslexia is like reading difficulties, writing difficulties. Of course, we have a lot of like dysgraphia, dyscalculia, which is like mathematics and also writing. But particular for dyslexia is actually for reading and reading particular difficulties. Like for example, one of it is like their neurological issue. It's not, which means is the brain process written and information differently. So so the intelligence is actually not affected. Oh, can because now I'm seeing the screen.
Yeah, can
you see this?
now I can see.
Okay, I'm not sure whether suddenly it jumped off. Okay, we come back to our screen already. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So neurological is the first that we need to look at. So because it's their neurological issues, so their intelligence is not affected, which means their IQ is actually normal. So we won't feel like, oh, is it because of their intelligence is going to be affected also? Another thing is like language based, which like is also a problem. It's not a problem with vision. And sometimes it's also because of genetic, and like it's very common. It happens in like about 1 in 5 of the dyslexia in the students. Okay. And for the indicators, for some of the symptoms, so okay, one maybe I would like to talk about is the difficulty learning nursery rhymes. Like this nursery rhyme is also because why they couldn't like really it's so difficult for them to learn about the nursery rhyme is because of remembering the sound patterns. Because when you come to nursery rhyme, there's a patterns for them. It's like a repetitive words or sound at the in the nursery rhyme for them to pick up. So, and then it's like the paying attention, not being sit still and listening to story is also because of the overstimulation. Like when you listen to a story, there will be a multiple type of information which the student need to process. Like for example, when you share a story, the student need to listen to the words, to comprehend, and then they need to understand the tone of the voice. And some more is that they need to visualize what is going on when you are sharing a story. And another one is also they will lose track of like the story. When you talk until middle or at the end, maybe they will lose track of like what is going on at the beginning of the story already. Okay, and next indicator will be like likes listening to story but show no interest. So this particular like towards letter or words is because like when compared to read a story, they are more likely to enjoy listening to story. Is because of their brain, they are not able to really connect the sound with the written words. Yeah. And for number 4, difficulty learning to sing or recite the alphabet. Like alphabet, we have 26 letters. So until maybe middle, you see a situation is like until middle, you will notice that they cannot keep track as towards the end already. Especially when L, N, N, M, N, that part, you will notice they are quite difficult for them to recite the alphabet. So quite straightforward, there's history of slow speech development. And then the model's words like cucumber, thank you so much, Joe. And the flutterby is like because they mix up the sound and the syllables, which what will be helpful for them is like breakdown and also to have the phonological awareness to train them. This one we will talk about it later on. And number 7 is difficulty keeping the simple rhythm. Why simple rhythm? Actually, when you come to think about it, like rhythm is also you need to be very sensitive to the auditory discrimination, which is at number 8. The rhythm, there's no any words to help you to comprehend. So when come to the rhythm, you need to be very sensitive and very particular to how the sound change, which will be difficult for the dyslexia children. Yeah. So some more that I'd like to share more is like find it hard to carry out 2 or more instructions at one time, especially when they have like difficulty in following through the auditory verbal instruction. So this is like working memory. They are not able to carry out so much information inside their brain to process at one time. Then confusion about the directional words because sometimes it also
Sorry,
affects.
Hui Xin, your slide did not move, huh? Is it the...
Okay, is it now? Because I'm seeing is number 2, the confusion between directional words.
I'm still seeing the difficulty in learning nursery rhymes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. How about now?
Yeah, the slide have not moved.
Okay. Let me try again.
Okay.
Difficulty learning. So now you see the difficulty learning nursery rhyme.
Yes, that's the slide.
Okay. How
Yeah.
about now?
Okay, now.
Okay.
Okay, change already.
Okay, thank
Thanks.
you so much thank you. So okay, now we are talking about the number 2, confusion between like directional words because sometimes for dyslexia student, they also have the situation of like affecting their spatial awareness. Spatial awareness is some like up, down, left, right, and all that. So and then like for example, like I see blur slide. Okay. Oh, can Okay. So number 3, family history of dyslexia. Yeah, there's is genetic, like previously when we mentioned. So number 4, difficulty with sequencing, like previously, like is related to their working memory, and also just now mentioned the spatial awareness, which it's quite difficult for them to differentiate the direction for them. So when it comes to sequencing, it involves the direction for them to like doing the ordering, like what's come next, what come before. So from here, right, sometimes you will see for them when come to doing mathematics, it also has some challenges for them when come to doing this kind of like sequencing and all that. So it's actually interrelated lah. So next one will be the substitute words. Like you see they will like substitute the kind of like similar words like lampshade or lamppost. Yeah, so like saw become was when they read, right? They thought it's like the I will use the letter name now, like SAW and WAS. So this is like a directional words which they commonly confuse on that part. So when they are not able to, keep track, and then they are this challenging in like following instruction, auditory instruction, it will quite common, quite nature for them. They will experiencing like not being listen and paying attention. So this is also why this the common feedback that parents or teacher will give is like, why you are not listening? Is it because you are not listening? That's why you cannot learn or cannot read and write. Yeah, this is some of the common indicators that I would like to share about.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Hui Xin. So, out of maybe I'd like to ask Coral lah. So, Coral, just now Teacher Hui Xin shared 14 common type of symptoms of a dyslexic child. What did you experience with your child lah? How do you discover he had difficulty in reading?
Okay, thanks, Joe. Okay, so probably I have to go back to 2020. So my son started kindergarten at 5 years old in 2020, but then just after 3 months, the MCO lockdown began, and his class moved to online. So being beside him during the online lesson, I actually noticed he was creating some mirror images when he writing probably like numbers 3, 5, or small letter B, D, T, Q. So it's like a mixture, mirror image. Like for example, instead of he want to write 3, he will write something like a mirror image of the 3. Okay, the other way around. So, and on top of that, because 5 years old, the kindergarten will have some spelling. So when we practice the spelling, I also noticed he kind of like struggle to retain the words. Like he could remember, he could spell the first word correctly, but when we move on to the second or third, he would forget the first. And also, I observed that he's like easily distracted. And also another one is like he has a speech delay. He haven't start to speak yet by age 2, and he's been attending, speech delay since then, but of course now discharged. So with all this sign during the MCO, I actually worry. Of course, I consulted a several therapists that who work with my elder son, and they also suspected dyslexia, but due to lockdown, in-person assessment is not possible. So they guided me some exercise to help him. So like crawling motion across the middle line, drawing the infinity sign, and ear pulling to help him improve the situation while we are still on the lockdown. Yeah, that's my sharing.
Okay, thank you. Must be challenging, but it's also both a blessing and also, it's also a blessing because you are full time at home and you can seek therapies online. Yeah? Okay, so next I would like to ask Teacher Hui Xin, because based on these symptoms, actually we notice that something is different inside the brain, right? So can you explain what is different with, in the brain between a neurotypical or a normal child and also a brain of a dyslexic person? Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I will just share from what I understand about their brain, because I'm not the brain expert. So I will just share what I understand about the structure about their brain lah. Okay. So from what I understand is that for neurotypical reader brain, right, the color like the pink, green, the turquoise, the orange, and the yellow color is the one that actually they are going to work together when they come to reading and also writing. So this one is the scientific words that use for their brain location. Like for example, the Broca area is the one that articulation and pronunciation. And then the parietal temporal is the word analysis, like they break down the words lah. And then occipital temporal, and that one is for more visual word form. And the cat one is that they give the meaning to the language and also the words they actually see and also read. So what is the difference to the dyslexic brain? So this is the one that you can see. So previously it's all light up. The brain part is all light up. So they are going to work together. So it's very easy and it seems to be very natural for them when come to read and write. But for dyslexic reader, so this is what happened. There are broca areas, which is the one that to helps for with speaking and also forming the words, is actually overcompensate or like working too hard, because the part of the parietal temporal, which is the one that actually responsible to break down the words into the sound and understanding how letters make up words. So this is the part which that is slower at doing this. So when the parietal temporal, this part which is not able, which is not, okay, I'm not sure whether I moved the slide. Okay, so this is the part which is not working, it's all working very slow. Then the part which is the occipital, when come to occipital, is actually related to our eyesight. So this is the one, this area actually helps to quickly recognize words by sight. So like for example, for English, we have like sight word. This is the one that will be helpful for we able to capture, because this is the words that commonly seen. So when you are able to have this part working, right, it actually helps you to, you know, not need to sound them out every time. So this is the part every time when dyslexia or children read, they will see the words as a new word every time, because these two parts, parietal and also the occipital temporal, are the parts which are not working as much. So when this happens, the broca area, which is like activated, it's going to compensate, because our brain, our body is very magical. So this is how our brain will compensate for the part which is not working. So when this happens, what is the situation you will see is that you will see a child or a student that able to talk to you, communicate with you, speak to you very well. But when come to reading and writing, they very struggle. So this is the part which very challenging for them. Imagine yourself like your friends when talking to you or teacher talking to you. This is the first impression. Like you introduce yourself, my name is what, then you can share what you actually went 1 week before. But then it give an impression to your friends and your teacher, actually you are very capable in like knowing all this knowledge. But when they come to read, they're not able to read or write. It actually gives them feel so demotivated, I would say. So this is the part we need to really take into consideration when we encounter students, like even though they are able to speak or communicate to you very well, they might actually, it's very challenging for them when come to read and write. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you can tell a bit about the strengths of a dyslexic person. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when the brain is not like as fully function as a neurotypical children, I would say is that it actually gives strength to, it depends on how we see lah. So when it happens, they actually, for the dyslexic children, they actually are more visual learner, because they use their right brain more. So they see things more in a more visual way. Because normally, right, for us, when we think about something, we will think to the text and word first. But for them, it's like a very wonderful picture for them. So it actually gives them the strength and capability to, you know, to be engaged or be involved in like a fashion designer, and also like artist, and also like athlete also, because this is more kinesthetic. So this is the part we can see it as, okay, I know you are not so much of the left, like you using the left side, but of course this is a training that you actually need to incorporate also, because it's like to let them to, you know, the bilateral movement, the left right, you need to cross the midline also. This is a training that we need to help them also. But we also need to not also forgetting that this is the strength they're actually showing to us. Yeah.
Okay, true. Because when some people have weakness, they also have their strength. So I'd like to ask Coral, what do you consider is your son's strength? Maybe you can share with us.
Okay, sure. So earlier when Joe introduced me, mentioned I have two sons with two different spectrum. So, and of course they have two unique strengths as well. So my eldest one, with the mild autism, excel in creativity and art. He loves to design and create, whether it's drawing, comics, or building 3D models. While for my youngest one, who is with the dyslexia, is more physical inclined. So he thrives in activity like swimming and running, anything that basically does not require him to sit still for long periods. Apart from that, I also notice their strengths is actually closely tied to how they learn. So for example, when I practice speech therapies with my elders, I only need the printed materials. Then he can learn by looking at the visual and then practice. But for my younger one, learning is much more physical. I have to use his toys to practice listening and follow instruction. Like, for example, asking him to place a certain toys on chair rather than showing a picture. The toys is on chair. So that is the different method. And also, I noticed that each child learn differently. So it's important for us to adapt our teaching methods to suit their individual needs. And also by tapping into what excites them, they are more willing to willing to engage and practice, and making the learning more effective and enjoyable.
Okay, very good sharing. Okay, back to teacher Hui Xin. So I'd like to ask now, okay, parents are aware some maybe the child cannot read, maybe their brain is different. So what is the next step that they should do lah? If they think maybe my child dyslexia, okay, what can they do?
Okay, this is what I commonly practice in my learning center. So if you notice that your child has displayed the red flags, so here, right, because just previously I mentioned about the indicator is from the perspective of like we already know, because today our topic is about dyslexia, but it's not common for us to, you know, like when we have a children or a child who like not able to read, they may be a comorbid for them. So like comorbid means that maybe there's a combination of ADHD with dyslexia or like autism with dyslexia. So I would actually suggest once you notice your son or your daughter actually have like difficulty or is very challenging to learn, read or write already, I would say this is the time actually you need to, you know, go seek for professional assessment and also like consultation from them. Yeah, because we not know, is this something that I should really just let them outgrow or something like that. So this is just my advice lah. Okay. So firstly, when you see the red flags, then you can like move on to assessment, like what I mentioned, seek help from professional to probably do a assessment, a diagnosis, and only developmental pediatric and also clinical psychology or psychiatry, they are eligible to do the assessment and also diagnosis. So most likely the other, maybe they able to provide is just a screening. So I would say go for like conduct a proper assessment and diagnosis, which is very helpful for us teacher to know more specific in what area that we should give them the training and interventions. Okay. Next will be like a consultation. With this part is that when you do the assessment, this will be the advice and suggestion which the professional will advise to you. Like just now, Coral also mentioned about send her son for speech therapy also. So we would suggest actually to do simultaneously do a intervention like for speech therapy, OT, occupational therapy, or like multisensory in reading intervention, and also sometimes the professional they actually also suggest go for sports. Like for example, I really like swimming, so this is sometimes I will suggest to my student who, like for example, they have ADHD in order to, you know, calm themselves down. So next, this is the journey when you start your intervention or your therapy already. So why I particular put the consult is because sometimes I notice that they only get a very basic understand about what happened to their children after they do the assessment or something. So this is the part which parents may also ask, like, oh, is there any intervention or therapy which you can suggest? Or sometimes, most of the time, actually, the professional, they will suggest. Just that sometimes, if you go to the one that give just screening, they might not give you so details in terms of that. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, thank you very much. I think it's very comprehensive. And as a parent, when I see, okay, there's therapy, there's intervention, it's like wow, very overwhelming, and it's quite a lot to digest lah. So can I ask both speakers, what is the crucial factor that can contribute to intervention being more effective lah? Because we cannot take all the intervention in the market, so we need to pick and choose. But what is critical in a success factor?
Coral, or you want to go first, or would you like to share first?
Okay.
Okay.
Either way. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So to me, what I've learned is that a consistent practice at home is key to making any intervention, whether it's speech therapy or smarter phonics, the reading classes, or occupational therapy, more effective. And also, in fact, is actually simpler than I initially thought. So because the focus does not need I do not need to focus everything at once. So I just need to work on one small area at a time. So for example, Ethan attend the Smarter Phonics class every Saturday. So after each class, I will review with him the same book and also practice the phonic sound that he just learned after that class. Of course, and we don't do it every day, being a busy working mom. So probably about 2 to 3 times before his next class. So I also noticed, like, by reinforcing the lesson this way, right, he's able to absorb the material better, and as a result, he is progressing quickly. So this is the what I do, but the outcome is actually I will share in 2022, I actually struggled to find the right school for him, or find a school for him, because he's like moving from kindergarten to primary. Special center felt that his needs will is too mild, and if, let's say, placing him there would hold him back. But on the other hand, the typical school required asking me like to arrange a shadow teacher to support him. So thankfully, I found this Smarter Phonics program in July 2022. And after just 3 months, we went back to the same school for the assessment. They accepted him without a shadow teacher. So on top of finding a school in time, I also want to share, like, from the feedback from the Smarter Phonics teacher, is that most of her students need about 5 to 6 classes to read the first book of the Fitzroy series, because in Smarter Phonics we use a Fitzroy series. The first book is called The Fat Cat. Usually the student use about 5 to 6 classes to read it fluently, but my son was able to read it confidently and complete all the workbook in just 2 classes. So that is why I can see the rewards, like the importance of between working together as a parents with teacher, hand in hand. Yeah, that's all. Hui Xin, over to you. How about from your view?
Okay, so as from a teacher perspective, so like what Coral mentioned is like teacher and parents work hand in hand. This is I would say, the most effective way to see the progress of your student or your children when come to learning, in helping them to overcome the challenges lah. So like Coral, she mentioned about her involvement, and also like how she helped her son like walk this path together. I would say this is a very important part. So from myself, just I would say it's related to what Coral as a mom mentioned. It's like building a very supportive learning network, which is like receive a consistent support. So the keyword that Coral mentioned just now also from myself is like consistent support from both and school. So it's like creating a more unified front of the learning. It actually helps to bridge the gap between home and school strategies. And next will be like share understanding of the child needs. So this is the part which, as from a teacher perspective, we will very appreciate if like parents actually share about how her or son or daughter is like doing at home. Because I want to know more about the child. It's not only about the part of like the child able to read or not to read, because at home there are a lot of strength, maybe they are like displaying at home. Like I have a student, maybe they are not so good in learning and writing, but she's so caring at home. She helped her sister, and then she's doing all the house chores. So why this is important is because it actually helps us as a teacher to let them know when they struggle in learning. Of course, when you come to doing all the intervention, there will be a part where you find very challenging for them. So this is the part where I will say that, oh, but I heard from your mom say actually you at home also doing all the household, which I see this is a very a highlight and strength for you. So don't just see what you don't have, also see what you are actually capable to do. It's like, because when you don't, like what I mentioned, it's like their confidence level. So when you have the confidence and you're motivated to do, so this is the part which actually help them to go further. Yeah. So, and another part is like empowers parents with tools and strategies, like when they are able to, parent also learn a little bit of like what the son or the daughter is learning at the learning center, which parents will feel like, oh, this is something that they can share a topic, not like the parents like, oh, I'm not sure what is going on. Because when sometimes the daughter or son like share about, oh, what I did in class or what I did in school today, the parents kind of know that, oh, I heard about this also. So this is the part which like empower parents with the tool and strategies when come to like, especially smarter phonics is the part which like Coral mentioned just now also. This is the part when it's fun, like I would say, the lesson. Okay, so it helps to build the parenting bonding also. Next will be like improve parental confidence. This is the part, sometimes I feel like to let them from our side, we will share about the progress, to keep track about what they are going on at school, and they are able to know that, oh, their son or child or the daughter is progressing. Because sometimes parents will, I would say the children sometimes when go back home, right, they won't share anything about what happening at school. And so parents will feel very curious about what happened. So this is the part when we let them know, oh, they are doing great and they are like progressing. So parents also feel more confidence in terms of that. So lastly is that I commonly hear from parents saying that they feel so bad because they are not being able to help or like doing enough for them lah. So this is the part which I feel like I can do something like ensure, like give them acknowledgement about they are doing great already. They are doing more than enough already. So this is the part which teacher and parents can work hand in hands lah. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we can hear about what is the stages of reading proficiency. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. For that part, right? I will. Okay. For this one, let me pull up to that. So this is the what Joe mentioned just on the reading proficiency about the reading skill pyramid. So when come to the intervention part, so commonly I heard from parents is that they already know about the phonics. So sometimes there are the certain part which are missing, which is very important for the student when come to learning to be a skilled reader. So we actually have to follow this reading skill. Like for example, starting for the phonological awareness. Phonological awareness is like more of like the auditory discrimination, which is to train them like to differentiate what is the first sound, middle sound, or the last sound. Okay. And then also like how to know about the differences between words and then syllabus. Syllabus is more like suku kata lah, suku kata. Then phoneme, the smallest unit of the sound. So from there, when you slowly build the foundation, the skill will be more solid, I would say, instead of just jump straight into like just learning about phonics. Because when it comes to phonics, maybe they are just knowing the letter sound. They're able to like, just read based on the phonics and then try to like do the comprehension. But you will see like it's not so solid when come to like going further when they read a longer passage of the words, a longer passage or a longer words, I would say. So this is quite important when I come to like learning about smarter phonics, and then after that, the few years experience working with the children about this pyramid lah.
Okay. So Hui Xin, I heard you mention smarter phonics lah, and then as a parent, I've been through a few phonic other programs like Jolly Phonics, and then of course also smarter phonics. So can you share as a teacher, what is the can you share some experience or share more about smarter phonics?
Okay, so the understanding of mine towards smarter phonics is a structure, like smarter is actually a structure and multisensory approach to enhance reading. So this is a smarter phonics. So bahasa is phonics pintar lah. Okay, what's so, I would say what's so suitable for the dyslexia children is because it actually enhance and also highlight the importance of listening, phonological awareness, which I mentioned just now, the word, syllabus, phoneme, how you manipulate, all the sound in between, and then the first sound. Because you tend to see like for dyslexia children, they will like able to tell you the whole words. But then when you ask them to break down, segmentation it down, you feel like they very struggle. Okay, so this is the part which that they build the foundation of the phonological awareness and also auditory listening, because from our indicator and symptom just now we mentioned, you will see there's quite a repetition of the auditory discrimination, auditory following the instruction is the one that actually struggle. So this is the part which will actually train them also. And then next will be the cumulative and also the repetitive. For the smarter phonics is a structure. It actually structure well, like it we have levels that Dr. Ong actually already planned out, like what to teach for the set 1 and also set 2. And then once you finish the set 1 and set 2, actually you proceed to like read a book already, instead of like you wait until at the end to read. Only you bombard them with all the books to read. So this is a cumulative and also a repetitive way. And then also like it also constant review of the previously taught of the concept, such as like every time a new set is learned, it actually incorporate the previous set that learned before. So just now we also mentioned about working memory. So working memory is that sometimes they're not able to remember that much. So every time you come to a lesson, you actually it's like a revision about what you learned previously, instead of go straight into a new sound, which is very overwhelmed to them, I would say. Yeah. So, and then it's also incremental. Incremental is like similar to like cumulative, built on previous lesson, so they won't feel so overwhelmed about reading a new book. So another one is the multisensory. So you can see the picture there. They are using the bottle cap. So this is the part which they are more kinesthetic when they're able to do the sound, change the sound when they from their listening, and then know which bottle cap to change. So it's, I would say, I see this is very useful, especially when it comes to the bottle cap, is because I sometimes I do receive students which like 10 years old or 11 years old, they come in to learn smarter phonics, which means they already have some understanding of how to read already. Like for example, they use whole word learning, but it's not useful for long term. So you will see that once they grow older, you will see they struggle. So when they come to learn smarter phonics, I would say bottle cap is really helpful because it actually helps them to visualize and also manipulate how to break down the whole word. Yeah, so this is the things I would say is really helpful when I use the smarter phonics with different level or different learning disability of my students lah. So maybe I can share about how I do my lesson, 1 hour lesson, how I plan about it. This is just a general lesson plan that I use lah. So for 1 hour lesson, we will start with like listening 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, it depends on what's the age of the student also. Like if the child is much younger, then we'll do the nursery rhymes or some auditory through the song or games. Okay, Dr. Ong have a very famous song, which is the Ram Sam Sam. All my students love it. So that it involve of like listening, do action, because you have to really do the action on the beat, instead of like, you will see like sometimes when starting, they will kind of have some delay in following the sound changing, because the Ram Sam Sam, that song is like towards the end, it's getting faster and faster and faster. Yeah. So for maybe older kids, like not so much of like doing nursery rhymes already, then we will do the phonological awareness. Yeah, so then after that, activity 1 is like revision. Of course, this is the one that they already learned. It's like not totally new, not the first lesson. So revision, the letter sound, like what's the set 1 sound, then we will revision. And then from here, we actually will also do the consonant vowel blending, vowel consonant, and also CVC, 3 letters, word sound blending. Then you're going to introduce like a new sound if they are ready to move on to the new sound or second set already. So why I do this, and also like I would say Dr. Ong also like do like a revision, like what I mentioned, cumulative, because you're going to build on previous sound also, is that they are not so overwhelmed or like very demotivating for them. Like suddenly, oh, I come to the lesson that I'm going to learn a new sound without having the revision. So Dr. Ong always emphasized about reading and writing have to be at the in one lesson. So you cannot just just only reading. So writing, I would say in any form, because sometimes I do have students like they are also like ADHD and also like autism. They are not so much of like using exercise book to write. So they really reluctant. So I would say you can just use any form, like it can be a tactile mat, board, on the whiteboard, and exercise book. Like I would say it's a transition to exercise book. It's not like totally like after that. When they are feel more confident, actually they're very willing to write on the exercise book. It's just that before they're able to write on the exercise book, there's still a journey for them. There is a transition for them. Yeah. So some pictures. This is the way like normal bottle cap practice is it's like this. This is the normal way of using the bottle cap, like how you manipulate the sound. Each time only change one sound and use both hands because of the cross the midline and everything. So this is the normal way, the manipulation of sound, which I mentioned previously. And sometimes, which I mentioned, is the transition, which I will use this to capture their attention. Like for example, like a very short attention span and cannot sit still. When this fish aquarium come out, right, they will feel like so fascinated. It's like, what is going on here? So they will be more comply to what you want to teach them. Okay, the motivation and interest, I would say, is the very important element when it comes to having them to learn. Yeah. So next will be the listening, writing activities. Like I previously mentioned, it can be any form. So the first one, I'm not sure, is like you can see it clearly. Actually, dyslexia children, they love to draw. So the rewards, everything they usually ask is like, can I draw? Can I draw your board? So I will incorporate inside. So listening is that I will like guide, I will say, oh, can you draw this? Can you draw that? Like, can you draw a butterfly? Can you draw a flower? Sometimes the drawing, the picture they ask them to draw is related to the first sound that I actually want to teach. Like for example, the activity 2 new sound, like for example, her, maybe I will ask them to, can you draw a pet? So they will feel like, oh, it's asking me to do some academically work already. So because they really love to draw, so this is the part which I related. Then after they draw, they are more willing to write the sound out. Okay. Then the second picture is like I ask them to, I will draw like a board game type. Then for them to towards the reach number 10 will be the ending, like they're going to play the slide already. So they will follow through. Then they at least still able to draw on the board, and then they're able to write. I would say this one previously when I asked her to draw on write on the exercise book, right? Yeah, she actually threw a lot of tantrums But when changed to this one, she actually, you will see that she's capable. Yeah, just that maybe some previously she feel like, oh, this is something that very demotivating for them. So she don't feel like writing on the exercise book. Then the next one, you see that it's a loofah, and also it's very tactile. Sometimes I will ask them to write on that also. Before you see the exercise will actually be set. So after they write on that, then I will just ask them to transit on the exercise book. Yeah, so then next will be the manipulation of sound. And this one is the papan jadwal, which like during the indicator, the symptoms part, we mentioned about sometimes for them, it's really hard for them to keep track of the schedule. So this one is the online template which I use with them. So like once you finish, they're able to know, oh, what they're going to expect, what they are going to do next. So I would say this is really helpful for them to keep track, because sometimes they will ask like, when we're going to finish, or what, can I draw yet? Can I draw yet? Then this is the board you can show them. then it's very like straightforward for them to understand already. Sometimes after you show them, they can answer the question by themselves. Oh, I know after finish 3, I know when to draw already. This one is the one that physical board, which is more like Velcro. So they were able to take the happy face and put lah. Okay. And anything else? Okay. I think this one it's just for a sharing, like for parents or teacher to understand that to what extent the child or student should read in order to become a skill reading. So just now the part we mentioned just now is I would say is more fall onto the word recognition part. Actually, in order for the skill reader to be really advanced in learning and also mastery, is that you need to have these two strengths, which is called the Scarborough reading rope. So language comprehension and also word recognition have to come into place in order for the student to be able to read and write more fluently as they grow. So we can't just focus on like, is it okay already? Since they're able to read the story, they're able to spell out some spelling and etc. But we would say it's like you need to include the language comprehension, which is helpful for them when they go to like secondary, go to like college and etc. So like background knowledge, vocab, and then and so the structure, the grammar, how to like the syntax and all that lah.
Okay. I see a lot of teachers here today, so I think this reading group will be useful. So I'd like to ask Teacher Hui Xin, just now you mentioned about smarter phonics. So is there any difference between smarter phonics and other learning methods in the market?
Okay, I would say the first will be the phonological awareness, because I sometimes see they lift up the phonological awareness, they straight away go to that. I won't say, I won't comment in terms of the right or wrong. I would say look for the method which is suitable for your children and students. It's not that, oh, is it means that they don't include phonological awareness means that it's wrong. No, it depends on what your child needs. Like for example, if you're like today our topic is about dyslexia. So we know that the brain structure is different. They are overcompensate at the Broca areas and all that. They have like struggle with the auditory discrimination, all that. So phonological part is really important for them to pick up and also to see the differences, how to like differentiate words, to listen to, okay, this sentence, I know how many words are there. And then for the words computer, I know there's 3 syllables, which will be helpful for them when come to spelling later on. So this is very important. So this is what I see is very, one of the features in smarter phonics. And also another part is that sometimes I notice parents share with me, say, I know my student learn phonics already, but they leave out some of the element, which is like, for example, the blending. They learn phonics A to Z, yeah. But like what we mentioned, dyslexia children, they have working memory issue, which is very hard for them to retrieve. Like for example, they know A to Z, the letter sounds already. When you ask them to spell, they need to write. There are a lot of processing going on there. So it's not as easy. You imagine you having them to recall 26 letter sounds to spell a word, like for example, butter. It's not easy for them. They need to process how many syllables. What is the first sound? After they think about the first sound, the first syllable, the first sound, they want to do the second one, they already forgotten what they need to do already. So I would say this is the part which we need to see, is that what is more suitable for your child, for your children, what they need in terms of that lah.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Hui Xin. So actually, we almost reached the end of our talk. But before we leave, I would like to invite both speakers, starting from Coral first. Can you share with us some success stories so that other parents can be, you know, as excited with working with their child on dyslexia?
Sure, Joe. So to me, I mean, progress, okay, everyone, I mean, progress does not matter how small, it's still a progress. And also every child learns at their own pace. And the most important thing that we can do as parents is to be patient, consistent and encouraging. And it can feel overwhelmed at times, but breaking things down into a manageable steps, focusing on one area at a time is really makes a difference. So later on, I will share some pictures and testimonies of my son's progress to show just how impactful this small and consistent effort can be. These examples are a reminder that even when the journey is feel challenging, every little steps count. My son's progress didn't happen overnight, but through a regular practice and the right intervention, he comes such a long way, I would say. So yeah. So let's move on to the okay. So this is the first picture. I share a few. So this is the first picture that it marks the moment I decided to take up the Smarter Phonics course so that I could continue guiding my son after he completed the 10 book course by Dr. Ong. And since then, I have been teaching him on a weekly basis, and it's become a consistent part of our routine to help him progress steadily. And until today, I still teaching him on every Saturday. So moving on to the next page, next picture. So this is a sharing of the how I celebrate every little milestone. My son collects stamps, okay, the top, okay. Typically means say top, right? After each class or practice section. And these stamps, right, serve as an encouragement and a small rewards for his effort. And once he fill up 3 pages, he get to redeem a gift of his choice and making the process both fun and motivating. So you can see the one on the book on the table. So that is the chop. I let him choose the shape or chop that he like, and then he'll just get to chop. Okay, so this is some fun learning. All right, so then we move on to the next picture. And this is another rewarding journey of us. In kindergarten, there is 2021, he began his kindergarten, and level 1. Each level he have 9 books. So he started the level 1 in June 2021, but he didn't complete the 9 books until September 2022. That is before starting Smarter Phonics. But after I put him on Smarter Phonics program, he was able to complete 8 books in just 2 months. So he start in September 2022. By November 2022, he finished 8 books. So that is a very big improvement, I would say. Okay, so the next one. Okay, this is I would say a little bittersweet moment, because this is the photo captures the final session of Smarter Phonics with Dr. Ong. We began the class in July 2022 and completed the session by November 2022. So it's just a short 5 months. And Dr. Ong expected my son to finish the standard 10 book course in 5 months. But to our surprise, he completed 20 books. And he was kind of like, I mean, to Dr. Ong, he's one of the fastest progress student in her program. So after Dr. Ong ended the session, my son is handed over to me. November 2022 until now, I'm still consistently having a Saturday class with him. And now he is moving to 32, book 32. So it's like 1 to 10 and then 1x to 11x and then 11. So far, I mean, so far and so go. I bought all the Fitzroy book. So I'm actually now in 30s series. All right, so moving on, the next picture. And this is the picture taken during his kindergarten graduation ceremony, where he received the Best Potential Student Awards for his improvement in both academics and behavior, such as taking personal responsibility for his homework and also caring for his peer. And I would like to highlight one thing about his academic, which is his performance in spelling bee competition. In the past, Ethan always scores 0, literally 0. And after the Smarter Phonics, which is the last spelling bee competition in his kindergarten life, he scored 9 out of 10 correct with just one is a minor error. So this is a very even the principal is like, wow, it's so huge improvement. That's why they selected him as a best potential student. Right. So moving on to the next. So as he graduated, then he moved on to year 1. He achieved first place and was the top English scorer in year 1, term 1 2023. This is last year. So he's the top in the entire year 1 for term 1. Okay, then moving on to the next one. So this is also last year. He retained the same top academics achiever and also top English scorer for term 2 in year 1. So this is last year. And the last picture, this is just last Friday. He won the top English scorer for term 2 in his year 2. Yeah, so that's all from my sharing, a little bit milestone of how my son progressed from do not know, cannot read even the from a book until he can progress such a short 2 months can complete 8 books, and until all the spelling bees and also until today the top English scorer in his school. Thank you.
So yeah, from listening to Coral, I would say like when you look back the journey, it's so fulfilling and rewarding, right? So it's not easy, but it happens. Yeah. So from my side, I would say this is some words that I would like to share with parents today. So the quote is like, so much is asked of parents and so little is given lah. So for bahasa is like, sebagai ibu bapa kami faham begitu banyak yang diminta daripada anda dan kadang-kadang mungkin terasa seperti anda tidak diberi cukup balasan. So as parents, we know that it's so much of us of you, like you not only like have to be responsible for their study, and you need to like also responsible for their growing health and all sort of things. So at times it may feel like you are not given enough in return. We understand how challenging it can be. Just that today we are sharing with you is not to add pressure, but to offer more options that might help. So you don't need to aim to be the best or strive for perfection. It's just that what's important is helping our children learn, especially when it comes to reading. Especially in this new era when everything is driven by all the technology, like previously earlier mentioned, it's a way to survive now. It's like a survival skills for us to, for our children to be able to read and learn already. So by building this foundation, we are preparing our children for a future when they can drive. So before we end, I would like to show a video of my students.
Sorry, Hui Xin, no sound.
No sound ah. Hold on,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Now, man. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, yeah. Because I'm not so familiar with Google Meet. I think because of the time, I want to leave some time for the parents to Q&A. So I will just basically describe the video. So this is a student which recently come to me, like after listening to Coral, her journey with her son and everyone, like the student that come to me, it's really fulfilling, like I would say, like they're able to from like not able to being told that they're able to read until like when they come across this smarter phonics, which once they know the method and it's like click for them, you see it's like a magical happening to them. And after that, the mom even like mom also said that teacher actually asked what happened to him, because like suddenly he feel confident to like mingle around his friends already. So I share maybe he actually feel confident, is he like much able to learn as his peers. So this is the one of the student that I would like to share to encourage, because like this one is like when provided with more option to explore, your child will also be able to read and write. Why? Because of that is because hold on one more and see the sorry
Okay.
got one more. Because I just want to say that we are possible, because there should be a slide coming out which is show that if you are giving explore options and able to read and write, it's like I'm possible lah. Yeah. So that's it and this is just where is some resources that parents can actually go or teacher can look for if you need some information to know more about your student or your children. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much to Coral and teacher Hui Xin for the your sharing and also the words of encouragement lah, ya. So without further ado, we proceed to Q&A and saya jemputlah semua orang. Anyone can ask Q&A in English or in Malay lah. So I go to the chat box first. Cikgu Chan, he said, thank you very much for the sharing. How can we get more information about the program Smarter Phonics? Thank you.
Sorry.
I think Cikgu Chan wanted to know more about Smarter Phonics lah. And I think teacher Hui Xin did share that there is a Facebook page called Smarter Phonics by Dr. Ong in Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, she want to know more about the Smarter Phonics. So from what I know, in next few months, I don't think Dr. Ong we're going to have organize the class, but you can follow her page and then she will announce lah. Yeah, that's the latest news I know. Yeah.
Okay. Next, Belinda raise up her hand. Belinda, can you talk?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I would like to ask, because my son is actually now standard 6, and then like what you have mentioned about all the symptoms where he's kinesthetic, and then he can how to say, he can do the phonic sounds, but not so much on blending or not on reading paragraph or understanding on the paragraph. So and also the maths. For maths, he's very hard for him to understand the concept and counting. So what will you suggest for him, as he is already quite far from the so-called sensitive period?
Okay.
How old again?
Yeah.
How old again?
He's at 12 years old now.
Okay.
My opinion, but just for your reference lah, okay, I was still, but has he gone for any like assessment on that? So you have?
I have like few years ago, we have this Persatuan Dyslexia in KL. There's one officer did assessment with him. At that time, it says it's like more towards the BM part is not so good. For English, because I speak English, so listening and talking and reading, he is still manageable, but it's not the best lah, but still manageable. But for Bahasa, it's definitely no. And also, so that's why right now, just recently, we withdraw him from the traditional private school, and we are trying to give him another learning planning, and we join another program. Hopefully, we can also add in some other ideas for him to learn better.
Okay, so now he just transferred to the private school, pull out from the traditional private school lah.
Yeah.
Okay, So has he gone through any like intervention previously?
Not really. He only like go following this phonics, jolly phonics since kindergarten until now.
Okay, so because sounding like from what you share with me, like he able to read using the phonics, but not so much of the blending and also the sequencing, like when come to do accounting and also count when doing the mathematics. I would say you need to look for a place where able to start from where he is at the moment. The level, like I would say maybe some of the basic concept or some of the foundation, he need to like go for training in order to have more solid foundation. I would say that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether I answer your question
Mm,
or you are looking in something in more particular.
because like you mentioned just now, it's more towards reading, blending all this. But for mathematics, what are the things that we can help him understand better? Because we understand for us, a normal brain, we can understand times, divide, and things like that. But for him, when I explain to him, it looks like very complicated, and he don't seems to understand the concept how it works. So it makes us sometimes very frustrated.
Okay, so for the if like particular for the mathematic part, because I'm more focused on reading that part lah. To be honest, when I was young, right, my mathematics also not that good also. Yeah, so for that maybe you can, because in my center I do have teacher to also like can maybe give you suggestion on that part. So maybe that's where we can know, because I need to know like overall what is the part which your son is like actually struggling, in order for me to give you further suggestion which is more particular to your son. Yeah, otherwise I would just going through like more general. Maybe you feel like my son able to do this actually, so from there we can understand better lah. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Since
Thank
Belinda is from KL and Hui Xin is from Bukit Jalil, probably you can
Yeah.
get in touch, right?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you, Belinda. So I like to read one from a father in the chat nah. So it says, saya perlukan nasihat dan panduan. Anak lelaki 3 tahun diagnosis autism dan speech delay. Tidak boleh sebut perkataan lagi. Nak tanya apa perlu saya tackle intervention di rumah lah. So this one not really related to dyslexia, but maybe Coral can share a little bit lah apa yang the father can do at home ya.
Joe, can you repeat what is the challenge?
Okay, the challenge anak lelaki 3 tahun.
Okay, 3 years old. Okay.
Okay, diagnosis autism and speech delay.
Mhm.
Okay, still non-verbal lah, tak boleh sebut lagi. So what can the father do at home?
At home.
Intervention di rumah.
Okay. Okay. So this is kind of like little bit similar with my eldest son, Nathan, which is with autism, also speech delay. But I would say it's not only therapy at home, but rather, of course, okay, let me rephrase it. We can do it therapy at home, but we need a help from a proper therapist. So for example, I'm speaking from my experience, okay? I'm speaking from my experience because I walked the journey with both my son. So my eldest one, when he facing this situation, is what I did is I actually go to this again, because I'm from KL, the center is in KL. So I went for this assessment. I bring my son for this assessment. And then they told me no use to go for speech therapies directly. Because just like a footballer, okay, you cannot ask them to keep focusing on the skill of kicking the ball if your muscle itself is not strengthened enough. Okay, it's not strong enough. So back to the basic. The therapist that I went is the parent coaching by Toyspedia. He actually diagnosed or noticed, I would say, noticed my son muscle, the oral muscle is very weak. So I actually enrolled to the course, and then they will actually teach me like buy some tools that I need to massage, trigger the sensitivity of my son. So that is something that I do at home. Like every day I have to something like a brush, but then massage. They will teach you exactly how to do that. And then by when need to upgrade to different type of something like a Lego block, but it's soft one, rubber for them to chew. And on top of that is at home, and that is for muscle. That after I think 3 months or half a year, when he is more ready, then that is where I enroll him concurrently for the speech therapy. And that is where I have to work hand in hand. So I would say when speech delay or autism, the parents have to not only focus on speech itself, but more holistic. That's my sharing. I hope I answered the question.
Okay, thank you. Encik Zul Husni ada lagi mau tanya. Okay, he said that same case as you, anak autism center 3 bulan but still no improve lah. So I think and any words from you, Coral, or teacher?
For autism, okay, 3 months, I would say when you mention no improvement, probably I share again from my experience as a mom. We usually will hope to see an instant or big progress, then only we consider as a progress. But when if I do that, I will actually demotivated and don't have the strength or don't feel like I have the stamina to keep going because the journey is long. Okay. So what I did is I then share my feeling to the therapist. And then the therapist actually, just like something teacher Hui Xin just now shared, the teacher or the therapist will actually work hand in hand with the parents, will give some encouragement, like they will notice some minor improvement. Like probably, for example, maybe for my son, like for example, meltdown, very frequent. Okay, very frequent. Like probably 1 week he meltdown 3 times, and then he will bite himself, injure himself. But after all this therapy, maybe after 2 months, 3 months, he still will meltdown, but the duration of meltdown is shortened, or maybe the frequency maybe drop to 3 times or 2 times, or without injure himself. So those minor things, we cannot expect, like, because it's not a magic. It's not like, oh, once you put in the therapy, then it will instantly have a big improvement. So I would advise, I would share that look into small improvement and celebrate with them with each and every small improvement. That is where how my son progressed from back then. He cannot speak. In fact, when he was 5 years old, he still cannot speak. The way he speaks is like, I want to eat nugget, please. That is how he speak it at 5 years old. Now, this year, he's 12. He can speak very fluently, and that is the one that won the book publisher. He can write a book and won the prize. So give time, because my son started in therapy since he is 1.5 years old. Today he is 12. So you can imagine how long is the journey from a little bit, bit by bit, and until 2020, all the therapists discharged, and he keep progress until today. So Jack is the one who asked. So be patient, celebrate every little progress.
Okay, Encik Zul mau bercakap? Zul Husni.
Yeah. It's me, Husni. Thank you, Coral, for the sharing. Actually, for me, I'm still wondering for what we should be tackle first. I mean, for my son, he's 3 years old already, non-verbal, but a little bit understand arahan, but I see I need to improve more lah. And then I don't know what the first step I need to tackle, and then what kind of activities I should be focusing on him. I mean, to build up the schedule for him for 1 week, let's say lah. I
Have
need
they,
the first step.
no, have you actually seen any of the therapies for the
Yeah. Already sent to therapy.
the assessment? Sorry, sorry. Let me rephrase. Did you bring him to see any child development doctor yet?
I bring to pediatric
Okay.
specialized clinic,
Mhm.
the government hospital, and then not very what we call encouraging. They say need to
Okay.
go to the therapy only, and
Mhm.
then I also follow the therapy.
What kind of therapy? Sorry.
Autism therapy specialized. They claim lah, and then also
But
the
they're
government also for OT and also physio lah.
okay.
And
OT
then
and physio.
get autis physio and some more the speech therapy, but the duration for the session is very long. I think more than 6 months.
Huh?
So my
What is
net,
this one? Only one section.
yeah. It's, OT session on interval only for 2 months, and then speech therapy session 6 months interval. So
Is I
I
would
know
say
because of the
Mhm.
because due to the listing so many people, right? So I understand that
Mm,
for the government facilities,
mm,
and then also send to the swasta one
mhm,
therapy and specialize in autism. So me get not major improvement, minor improvement. Like say nowadays he can understand a little bit arahan, but I want him to discover more for the first word lah. I mean how to train for the first word.
because for the speech therapies, right? They will have their
Milestone.
milestone. Yeah, they will piece by piece. But to answer to your question, like what is your first step that you can do to help,
Yeah.
right? Because I heard that you doing your best, like send to both government and private, right? SOSTA.
Yeah.
So the best thing that you can do is what I did previously as well. I also send both. Okay, I know how you feel because I walk the journey. What I do
Yeah.
is I bring my son to the padang, the field. Let them run together, run because autism children, right? They need a lot of exercises, even though we don't know like certain technique, right? Takesa, run with them. Even the swinging will help them. You can bring them just like playing at the playground only. They don't stress. You also don't stress, right? If let's say you bring the anak, okay, let's jump the monkey bar, all those. Let them play. That is the easiest first step that you can do. Of course, you keep doing what you're doing. It is very good that you enroll him both swasta and government. You are doing good enough. If you want to help further, the easiest, less stress is bring him go to Padang. Yay! He gets to enjoy as well.
Comel, yeah. So
Yeah.
Husni,
Yeah.
where are you from, Husni?
I'm from Taipei.
Taiping. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
Thank you.
I got this link from my speech therapist.
Okay, good.
So she guide me for here lah. Thanks
Okay.
to all for the sharing and session. Very good, informative to me lah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Next we have Oliver. Oliver, what's your question?
Yeah, hello. Yeah. I'd like to know how do you handle severe dyslexic children? Because severe dyslexic children are totally different from any mild or moderate conditions. They are prone to brain hang, and then the brain hang can be like 10 minutes or maybe half an hour, or sometimes worse, even half a day. You can just stuck there. So I like to know how do you handle them?
Okay. Coral, or I can share.
I think Teacher Hui Xin, please.
Okay. So like you mentioned severe, I would say they might need longer time But then for smarter phonics, I will discuss it in terms of smarter phonics lah. So smarter phonics, how it goes is like we previously will build on the previous set. So when like you also mentioned about the brain hang, which is involved about the attention. So attention, I would say we don't pull too long. Like previously, I maybe put like about 3 activities. Maybe sometimes you need to break it down into 4. And even myself, I would say different times I will put into, maybe I can do 20 minutes, but then I will put into different station. So they get to move around, like from one station to do another station, because sometimes they cannot stay at one point for too long. For like maybe more advanced, they're able to like maybe stay for 15 minutes, then to do one activity or one task, then take a break. Then after that, move on to another 15 minutes to do a different task. It also depends on how your, I'm not sure whether it's your child. So it also depends on what is the needs that he needs to. Like for example, sometimes it's the one that he need to walk a bit. Then maybe the activities, because sometimes I also incorporate some of the activities like kinesthetic activity, like walk on the balancing bar, which also involves some of the, you can incorporate into the academic also. So I would say for the academic, only for academic part, so we will always, if this set, like for example, we have like 10 set for the beginning one, for the basic one. If the 10 set, like the second set, he read already, maybe he still didn't get it, we will go back to set 1 to slowly build up again, then we slowly move on. So I would say maybe Oliver, what you are concerning is because of the attention span, is it? That cannot do as
not really attention span. I'm more to it's like they're hang. They always hang.
Okay.
If you talk to them whether they understand you or not, they will just look like you in blank face. I always love to make this joke out of it. It's like the cartoon Homer Simpson,
Okay.
where the one to him and then the brain start to have the monkey smashing the music thing. I think ting 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 ting. Yeah. You understand? Not? Yeah. I understand. They're gonna
Okay.
respond you.
Yeah, Oliver, how old is your child? How old is your child?
My child is 12 years old. 12 years old, and then severe dyslexic, dysgraphia, and kind of almost severe dyspraxia.
Dyspraxia meaning dyslexia of speech, is it?
Yes, speech as well. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, for this part, because it involves also dysgraphia and also dyspraxia, we actually make it more challenging when come to doing the academic part. So for this one, I usually will talk to my clinical psychologist, because we do have a clinical psychologist that we work together. So every time we actually will review the lesson, like how we should move on, like maybe at this time, how to divide what to include, because like come to reading and writing is is dyslexia and also dysgraphia and also dyspraxia. This is a 3-part also involved together. So I would say talk to another expertise, which is like maybe clinical psychologist also, for them to work together to improve the plan. Once he able to reach the milestone for specific aspect, then see how we can like readjust the plan again. This is what I would suggest lah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Oliver. I'd like to open, now it's 9:30. I open one last question. Maybe any teacher want to ask a question, because tonight saya nampak banyak cikgu. Ada cikgu mau tanya soalan? Okay, seems like no. Also, anyone wants to ask one last question?
Then I can't. Then I found this one. Okay, good mommy.
Okay, hold on, Natasha. Okay, so if not, thank you very much, everybody. We would like to thank our two speakers.
Joe, there
Yes.
is one
Oh.
question there.
Oh, I saw one question. Okay, a very interesting question from Veron. Can this dyslexia be cured? Last, so I open to the two panelists. Thank you.
I think teacher Hui Xin will be more suitable to answer.
Okay. For this one, right, even for other, we don't say whether it can cure or not. I would say like it's closing the gap. Closing the gap means that whether it will, for every children, we have a developmental milestone. So we will say like through the intervention, through the support from family, teachers, and friends, it will be like helping them to be closing the gap, like getting closer to the milestone, which will be helping them to be more able to live a life which they can like have more comprehensive or survival skill for them, like I would say.
Okay, how about Coral?
I would say dyslexia, right? Okay, if I understand from what Dr. On teach, right, is something that is the only spectrum that have the highest chance to cure. Cure as in just like how my son progressed. Of course, he's not to say that he's very good in reading everything, but at least from how he progressed in, I would say, consider a short time frame as compared to how I bring up the autism one. So to me, how I compare is dyslexia. It will be improve, of course, everything with intervention, right? Okay, intervention, not only the classes but all holistic. Okay, like integration therapy, occupational therapy, everything together have to work hand in hand together with the school program as well. And also one thing, the school is the key as well. Don't go for only, there's no best school, okay? There's only the most suitable school for your child. So that is how I choose the school for my son. So back to the question, it will improve. Okay. We no one want to or no one dare to say it will cure, but rather improve over time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so before we end, can we take a group photo? Okay, so admin, who is going to take the photo?
Saya, okay, ready? Boleh buka semua kamera kah?
What's the press the signal button?
Sekejap, kita tunggu semua buka kamera dulu. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Who's the one?
Lagi, 1, 2, 3.
What was this one?
Okay, lagi, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Georgiana. Okay, thank you the speakers, Teacher Hui Xin. Thank you to Coral for your sharing. Okay, so I have also posted up the link for the Lahad Datu S.E.N community-wise chat inside the group. Siapa-siapa yang mau join, boleh join lah. So, Georgiana, anything from you?
Ya, terima kasih sebab join kami punya virtual talk. Minggu depan kita akan ada virtual talk juga. Jadi kami akan update di grup virtual talk, S.E.N virtual talk. Di sana kami akan update. Apa-apapun terima kasih untuk hari ini. Bye.
Someone raise up the hand. Okay.
Hands off the reverse.
Okay,
Hands off the Vietnam reverse.
Okay, terima kasih semua. Terima kasih. Join next week. Next week Next week ada talk tentang sensory integration by Dr. Eva lah. Okay,
Ya.
Okay,
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Janice. Good work.
Okay, thank you. Next week lagi lah.
Ya, next week. Tunggu
Okay,
semua
so I
left.
think, ya. I think beberapa lagi.
Ya, left lah dulu. Anu sudah anakmu kan, Joe?
Mau main sudah.
Oke lah. Nanti saya tunggu dorang
Okay,
left dulu.
so yalah. Okay, we chat online lah. Okay, thank you,
Okay, thank
Georgiana.
you, Joe. Thank you.
Jadi exit.